All right, let's be real. A test fails on CI, and what's the first thing you do? You spend the next hour, maybe more, just digging through endless cryptic logs, right? Well, if you are tired of debugging blind, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to completely ditch those old-school log files and instead dive into two of Playwright's most powerful built-in tools, the HTML report and the UI mode. This is how you stop guessing what went wrong and start knowing. Okay, let's get right into it.
You know the feeling. A test passes on your machine, but then it fails on the CI server, whether it's GitHub Actions, Jenkins, you name it. And your heart just sinks a little, because you know what's next. Scrolling, and more scrolling.
You're just staring at this absolute wall of text, this sea of logs, trying to play detective. It feels like you're trying to piece together a crime scene with just a few blurry photos. It's slow, it's frustrating, and let's be honest, it's a huge waste of your time.
But imagine for a second, what if you could swap that dim flashlight for a full-on forensic kit? What if Playwright just gave you a complete diagnostic toolkit right out of the box that could instantly show you the root cause of any failure? Well, spoiler alert, it absolutely does.
Here's how I like to think about it. The HTML report, that's the doctor's chart after a full checkup. It gives you a perfect, organized summary of everything that happened. On the other hand, you've got UI mode, which is like having the live video feed from the operating room. It lets you interactively replay, pause, and rewind to see exactly how things went wrong. Two different tools, two distinct jobs, but one single goal, making you a faster, more effective engineer.
So first up, let's perform the post-run autopsy. We're going to grab our doctor's chart, the powerful HTML report, to see exactly what went down after our tests finished their run.
So what is this thing really? The HTML reporter is a built-in, totally self-contained dashboard that gives you a crystal-clear summary of your entire test run. And the best part? There's zero setup. It just works.
And getting to this amazing dashboard, it couldn't be easier. After your tests are done, you just pop open your terminal and type one simple command, Playwright show report. That's literally it. No complex configs, just instant access to your results. And boom, once you run that, the report opens up and gives you this single-glance view of your entire test suite's health. It automatically sorts every single test by its status, passed, failed, or skipped, so you know exactly where to focus your energy.
Now this is where the real magic happens. This report is not static. You can play with it. Is a bug only showing up on WebKit? Cool, just filter for it. Want to see only the failed tests across all browsers? One click. This is how you spot patterns in seconds and drill right down to the specific error messages and test steps.
But here it is, the secret weapon for those baffling CI failures. Next to every failed test, you're going to see this tiny little film strip icon. That thing is your golden ticket. Clicking it opens the Playwright Trace Viewer, and this is your superpower. With just one click, you go from a high-level summary straight into a granular, step-by-step video replay of the failure. No more guessing what happened on CI.
Okay, so the HTML report is amazing for analyzing what already happened. But what about when you're in the trenches, writing a new test or fixing an old one right now? For that, my friends, we need a time machine. So let's talk about UI mode.
UI mode is a full-blown graphical interface designed for one purpose: to make your local development and debugging experience ridiculously fast and interactive. Its standout feature is, without a doubt, a true time-travel debugging experience.
And just like the report, launching it is dead simple. You just add the -UI flag to your usual test command, Playwright test-UI, and that's it. You are in. Add the interface itself. It's built for speed. You get 3 views, all perfectly synced up, your test files on the side, your code in the middle, and a live browser on the right. Everything you need, all in one place, working together to give you total control. UI mode basically grants you 3 debugging superpowers. First up, watch mode. You save a change in your code, and the test immediately reruns. That's instant feedback. Second, time travel. You can literally scrub through your test's timeline, action by action, and watch the web page change right before your eyes. And third, isolate and run. You can forget about running the whole suite. You can run just one test, or even a single line of code with one click.
You know, the official docs call it a much richer debugging experience than simple console output, and honestly, that is the understatement of the year. This isn't just an upgrade from console logs. This is like switching from a bicycle to a starship.
All right, so you know the tools. But now let's get into the insider tips, the things that really separate the pros from everyone else. We're going to look at the rookie mistakes you need to avoid and the pro moves you should start making today.
Okay, these are the 3 rookie mistakes almost everyone makes starting out. First, still trying to debug locally with just console logs, completely ignoring the power of UI mode. Second, running tests on CI but then forgetting to save the Playwright report folder. If you don't save it as an artifact, all that valuable diagnostic data is just gone. And third, not enabling tracing for CI runs. Without a trace, your HTML report is missing its most powerful feature.
So here's what the pros do instead. They use UI mode's watch feature for pretty much all local test development. Why? Because it's just faster. They always configure their CI pipeline to save and upload that HTML report, especially when a test fails. And for any tricky, intermittent CI bug, the trace viewer is always their first stop. Not the logs, the trace.
So let's bring it all home. Why does mastering these 2 tools fundamentally change your entire workflow?
It's actually really simple. The time you spend debugging by digging through CI logs is massive. But the time you spend when you have an HTML report with a full trace, or you can just pop the issue open in UI mode, it's a fraction of that. This isn't just a small improvement, this is a genuine game changer for your team's velocity.
So let's boil it all down to the 3 things you absolutely need to remember. Number 1, the HTML report is your go-to dashboard for analyzing what happened, especially on CI. Number 2, UI mode is your command center for live local development. And number 3, the trace viewer, which connects both of these tools, is your ultimate secret weapon for crushing those impossible-to-reproduce CI failures.
Look, if you master this workflow, you won't just be a better tester, you'll be faster, more effective, and honestly, one of the most valuable engineers on your team. This right here is a genuine career power-up.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. Now that you have the tools to find bugs in minutes instead of hours, what are you going to do with all that saved time? Because your next step isn't just finding bugs faster, it's building a strategy that prevents them from ever happening in the first place. Thanks for watching.